Hello friends, in this video we will understand the most basic and important concept in Python, that is variable, constant and data types. If you understand the variable and data type clearly, learning Python become much easier for you. So let's first try to understand what is a variable is. You can think of a variable as a box or a container where we can store a value. In Python, creating a variable is very simple. We just write a name and assign a value to it that is called as a variable. So let's try to understand more in depth by practically doing an operation over the variables. Now I'm opening the PyCharm window over here right now and creating a file named as an variable.py. Okay, I'm writing a small code of snippet over here and then I'm will explain one by one over the things. Okay, I'm using a x variable and assigning a value as in 10 over here. Then I'm using another variable that is name and assigning a value as in Python over here. Then I want to print these values over the terminal as well. So I'm using the print statement over here to print the values over the terminal. I'm using the print to print the x value. I'm using the x variable over here. And then I want to print the name as well. Then I'm using the name variable over here. I'm saving it. Then I'm opening the terminal and then I'm will hit a command and try to execute the code. Like that command will be python variable.py. Once I hit the command, I can see the output that is 10 and Python. So let me try to explain it. What is variable exactly? Here you can see x assigned with equal to operator and then the 10 is assigned to the x value. Then in the same way, I took a name variable and assigning a value as in Python over here. Then by using the print statement, I'm printing both of them one by one. As you can see, just in the output, 10 and Python is printed, not the x and name is printed. This is why because the assigning operator is assigning the values to their variables over here. So that's why x and name is a variable over here in this code. That's all about the variables. Just we have seen an practical example of the variable right now. Now let's try to understand more about the variables. There are certain rules about variables to use in code. Variable names can include letter, number, and underscore, but they cannot start with a number. And in Python, there are certain keywords that cannot be used as a variable. Now, let's talk about the constant. Python does not support the true constant, but it follows certain naming convention. If we don't want to change a value of any variable, we write the variable name in the capital letters normally. Now, let's talk about the data type concept. Every variable in Python has a data type, which tells that what kind of value it actually storing. Today, we will focus more on the basic data types used in Python mostly. Let's now talk about the Python first data type, that is numeric data type. In numeric data type, we have three base categories: integer, float, and complex number. Below are given the small example. In the upcoming things, we will see in the details. Now we will see in more depth what exactly and how the numeric data type works in Python. So now I'm opening a PyCharm window over here right now and creating a new file named as an numeric.py. Okay, then I'm writing a small code of snippet over here. Just bear with me. I will explain after I write the code. I'm using the a variable and giving a value 10 to it. And then I'm in the similar way, I'm using the b variable and assigning the value 20.30. And then the third variable I'm defining with the expression that is a complex expression. Just stay with me. I will explain what it is exactly and how it's work. Like 2 plus 3j. Okay. Now I want all this value to print on the terminal as well. So I'm using the print statement to print those values one by one. Okay, I have like used the print statement and printed one by one uh, in the given sequence over here right now. Now I'm saving the code and trying to going to the terminal and hit the command python numeric.py. Once I hit the command, I can see the output is visible in the terminal. Now, if suppose I'm not aware about the things that is assigning to the variables, if I want to check it that what is this then is assigning to a variable, what is this 20.30 assigning to a B variable? And similar way, what is this expression belonging to or assigning to C variable? If I want to see it in Python, we have one keyword that is called type keyword. If I want to see what is the type of A, like what data is storing by A variable, then I can use type and the in brackets and that variable name. If I save like this and want to see the type of A, then I will need to run again the code. Right now you can see it print not the value, it print the type of that variable. Means we can get to know that A variable is storing the integer type of value, means the whole number it is get stored in the A variable. In similar way, we can do same for B and C as well to check it. So I'm typing for both of them. Now I'm saving the code and trying to run the code again. See, right now we haven't like get any type of values which we are getting earlier. This time we get all the types that each of this variable is storing it right now. The A is storing the integer value, B is storing the float value, and C is storing the complex expression. Now there is one more important thing coming to the complex expression. If I want to see what is the real part in this expression and what is the imaginary part in this expression, then by using the print command and C dot, if I put real over here, then I can see the real part. And if I put same command with the different contacts, C dot image, then I can see the imaginary part over here. If I run the code again, at last you can see in this expression 2.0 is a real number and 3.3j, among that 3j j value is not printed. Why? Because it is an imaginary part. So the expression include 3 only over here right now. So this is all about the numeric data types categories divided into 3 types like integer, float, and complex number. Now let's try to understand Python dictionary. Python dictionary is a data structure that store value in key value pair. Key must be unique and immutable, while value can be of any type. If key is repeated in the dictionary, the previous value get override over the things. And in dictionary, we use the curly braces to define the dictionary. Now let's try to understand a dictionary in more detail. I'm opening the Python window over here and creating a new file, dictionary.py. Okay. Now I'm writing a small code of snippet over here. Just bear with me. I will explain the thing one by one over here. I'm using a student variable, and then I'm using a dictionary format which starts with the curly braces, and then I'm defining certain keys over here. Right now I'm defining the name key where I'm assigning the value as an like Anurag. Then I'm using one more keys over here, a roll number, and then I'm assigning 25 as a value to that key specifically. Now I want to print on the terminal window, so I'm using the print command to print it on the terminal window. Now once I take done with the code, I'm using the terminal to run the code. Then I can see the output is clearly visible over here. If I want to see, is this a real type of a dictionary or like something else? So as we have already seen in the last thing, we can use the print statement along with the type keyword to check what is the type of the student variable. If I run it again right now, I can see it's exactly an dictionary. So we get to know that student is a type of dictionary right now. In dictionary, if we want to print the specific value or a key, then we can do like this. If I want just the name, then by using the single quote in square brackets along with the student variable, we can do it. Now, if I use this type of syntax over here, then I can only get the name as an Anurag over here. Why? Because I'm using the key to print the exact value assigned to that key. Similarly, for the roll number, I can also access the value. If I do like this, then I can access 26 over here. And if I want to see how many keys that I have defined in the student dictionary, then there is an inbuilt function in Python, a len, and I can define like this. And if I'm saving it and trying to run it again, then I get the exact key which I have like in the dictionaries right now, the length of the dictionaries right now. So this is the way that we can use the dictionary in Python to define the things. Thank you. Now let's talk about the Python third data type, that is Boolean data type. In Boolean data type, we have only two types, that is true or false. If you want to compare some value in the Python code, Then we are going to use the Boolean data type to compare the values. Like on the screen, you can see I have like put a variable a and giving a value true over there. Then I'm printing that value as in like using the type keyword. So I get to know that the variable a is a Boolean data type. Now let's talk about the Python third data type, that is set. It is a collection of unique unordered items. And set, it does not allow the duplicate, does not support the indexing. It uses a concept called hashing for fast operation performing write, insertion, search, deletion operations. It as a mutable data type, which means like we can edit the value anytime in the data type, but it is individually we cannot modify a single element from the set. Now let's try to discuss about the last data type in Python, that is sequence data type. Sequence data structure is a data structure that contains arranged items in a sequential format that can be accessed by using the indexes. And it mainly contains three types over there right now: string, list, and tuple. I'm showing the small example over the screen right now. In the upcoming videos, we will see in the detail for each of them. So friends, till right now we have understood what is variable, constant and basic data types in detail. In next video, we will use this concept more deeply in the real world examples. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more Python tutorial. See you in the next video.